Whew. Yeah, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I am Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Yeah, today's episode is a pre-fight show for UFC on Fox Sports 1-2. Carlos Condit versus Martin Kampmann Part 2, the rematch everyone's been waiting for, especially me. Big fan of both these guys, so I'll go down the main card, give my pre-fight predictions, rundown of my thoughts. And so let's get started. Yeah, in the main event we have a welterweight clash with Carlos Condit and Martin the Hitman Kampmann. I'm a fan of both these guys. I like them both. Carlos Condit, I met him, great guy. Martin Kampmann, though, I think is going to win this. I think his MMA wrestling is just that much better, and his jiu-jitsu, although they're on paper almost evenly matched, or basically evenly matched in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I think Kampmann has the better submission skills. And his MMA wrestling, he'll mix it up, and he'll do all he can to make this a ground game and really make things difficult for Condit, because I think Condit's best chance is by knockout, winning by knockout, and Kampmann could win a decision by getting the takedowns, if anything, or possibly a submission. In the first match, he almost submitted Carlos Condit. I think this time he could submit Carlos Condit. That's my thoughts on that. And yeah, they're both coming off a loss to Johnny Hendricks. They're both not bad fighters. They're both still ranked in the top 10. So good luck to both of you guys. I hope Kampmann pulls it off, though. I think he can pull it off. And then in the co-main event, we have Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Rafael dos Anjos, and this is a lightweight bout. I gotta go with Donald Cerrone on this. Rafael dos Anjos, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's a great fighter, but Donald Cerrone has great submission defense and great submission skills. He's well-rounded. He knows how to use his reach, keep his distance, stick and move, not stay in the pocket too long for a guy like Rafael dos Anjos to get a takedown and try to submit him. And if so, Cerrone's good enough to pop back up, keep it standing, go for the knockout, win on points due to strikes or by knockout. I think Cerrone will win by first or second round knockout on here. Then, also on the main card, we have Kelvin gastelum versus Brian Melancon. Brian Melancon, I saw his last fight against Seth Brzezinski. Yeah, he looked great in that fight. Kelvin gastelum, we all know him. He won season 17 of The Ultimate Fighter in middleweights, but now he drops down to welterweight. They're both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belts, but I think Kelvin gastelum, his wrestling, mixing up with his jiu-jitsu, is going to win by probably unanimous decision here. Probably get takedowns, and then ground and pound, go for submissions. Probably not get the submission because Brian's pretty good at submission defense, if his purple belt holds up, of course. So I got Kelvin gastelum by decision. And then also in the welterweight division, we have Court McGee versus Robert Whittaker. Now, Robert Whittaker, he trains in TriStar. He's well-rounded. But Court McGee, I think he can win this. I think he was looking good at middleweight. He got robbed in the Nick Ring match, in my opinion. And he dropped down to welterweight, and he's just even more of a beast at welterweight. I think the cut hasn't really bothered him much. And he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and some form of karate. Yeah, Court McGee, I could picture... See, Robert Whittaker, he has knockout hands, but Robert Whittaker hasn't faced a guy like Court McGee, where Court McGee can take a punch. You watch his last fight against Josh Neer, he took some hard shots and kept moving. Court McGee's a beast. He can take shots, so it's going to be hard to knock him out. It's going to be hard to submit him. And so I got Court McGee winning by probably decision here. Maybe submission in the first or second round, but I'll probably go with unanimous decision. But Court McGee definitely winning some shape or form. And then in the bantamweight division, we got Takeya Mizugaki versus Erik Perez. Erik Perez, well-rounded. He's a beast he's going to be fighting, in my opinion, for the title, either against Hennenbrau or Dominic Cruz, any day now. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of when. Takeya Mizugaki, he's so-so at everything. He's a veteran. He's 17-7-2 record, so he's had quite a bit of fights. He won his last fight against Brian Carey by split decision. So that goes to show you Takeya. Yeah, I think Erik Perez will win by probably knockout or submission in the first round, maybe second. Erik Perez, I believe he's won his last 3 fights in the first round, so I can't picture this being any different. So I would say most likely first round, if not second, that he finishes him by submission or knockout. And then to kick off the main card, we have Brad Tavares versus Robert McDaniel. Yeah, Robert McDaniel, he's 21-6. He was so-so on the Ultimate Fighter season 17. He's a fellow Texan. I like Robert McDaniel. I also like Brad Tavares. I think Brad Tavares can win this, and he will win this by decision. Unanimous. Brad Tavares is well-rounded at everything, and he's won his last 3 fights by, I believe, decision. Brad Tavares, he's overall 10-1, I believe, and he's looking good right now. Yeah, he has a strong chin. It's going to be hard to knock him out. It's going to be hard to submit him. Bubba McDaniel, I'm sure, is going to go for a submission. If Bubba wins, it'll be by decision, and probably midway into the fight, I would say maybe second round. I doubt first, but if anything, second round. But I think Brad Tavares knows that Robert's going to go for submissions, and Brad Tavares is good enough at the submission game where he can defend the submissions and land some good clean shots and win a unanimous decision. So there you have it. There's my pre-fight show. Stay tuned in the next day or so for my post-fight show for Carlos Condit versus Martin Kampmann 2, or Fox Sports 1 Part 2, whatever you want to call it. So until then, see ya.